Hi collectors! In episode 14, I presented the covers of toy soldier books that I have. Today I want to go a bit sideways and show you some of the reference books that I use from time to time. I would add that if you search online, you'll find lots of websites that provide you similar, if not identical information. Some of these books are available at libraries, others you will find at secondhand bookstores or at online merchants. Look, there are thousands of these books out there, and I'm not the Library of Congress or the British Library. My holdings are limited, to say the least. Also, these are not how-to books, but if or when I ever decide to paint castings, these would help me jumpstart and look for the colors that I would apply. Often there is no distinction between British and Canadian uniforms in the 19th century and the 20th century. And the painting of a British grenadier circa 1890 is going to be pretty much the same thing for a Canadian grenadier in the same time period. But regardless if you collect Napoleonics or Zulu warriors, reference books like these can provide a wealth of information about the figures that you collect.
I would characterize these books as being either uniform related or history. So let's begin with uniforms. This first trio of books are Brantford Color Series by the authors Wilkinson Latham. And book one is in the middle, and I've opened it up to show a plate of General Wolfe. And in fact, I use this to paint the figure which I have here. Each of these three books have explanations on selected images, colors of uniform, etc., and are a good guide to those of you who want to paint. This next set of books, while dealing with similar subject matter to the previous, have more full-length plates and simply give a short summary of the regiment depicted. I suppose you could cross-reference all of these books and learn a lot more about whatever subject that you're interested in, or again, if you're using them as an illustration to paint from. This book, entitled Battle Dress, is a keeper because it goes beyond British forces, but the explanations, like the illustrations, are rather simple. Now take a look at this book entitled Forces of the British Empire 1914. If you collect that time period, this is a great little book. It's a snapshot in time of those forces on the cusp of World War I. There is a brief description of each element or regiment, and while not complete, the author includes toy soldier figures painted in the uniforms of the day. There's just too many regiments to have every element covered off by a toy soldier figure. But for example, if you were looking for what forces existed in Canada, or say even Hong Kong in 1914, this is a really good source. Now pay close attention to the next several books. They all relate to Canadian military uniforms, but it's the principal author that I want to draw your attention to. For those of you who have never seen this name or never heard of this author, René Chartrand, and you can Google him, he is a well-known and respected author historian of all things military. And if you've ever seen or purchased a title of the Osprey Men-at-Arms series, likely you have one of his books. My interest is self-evident here, and I'm grateful that amongst his many works, he has included the Canadian military. Now amongst this, I've sprinkled a few Canadian military figures of the 19th century. Lastly, I have some general history texts, which inform me of Canadian military history, so that if I am looking to find what Canadian forces fought where, I can then buy maybe an appropriate British figure and make any necessary style or color changes to Canadianize it, so to speak. Or if I ever did a diorama and I was trying to be historically accurate or more accurate, these types of books should give me solid information or lead me to more source material. I hope you found this helpful, pointing out that whatever period or type of figure you collect, there is likely a book or even a website that will provide you with more information, be it clothing, uniform, weapons, or just general history related to your collection. Thank you, and please hit the like or subscribe buttons. Until next time, keep collecting.